Hi, welcome to Yoni Box. I'm Dr. Danette. This edition is called 5 Tips to Keeping Your Body Healthy No Matter What. I'm doing this video because in the last period of time, a number of people have reached out with concerns about the coronavirus. And while it is something to be concerned about, I think it's important to remember that we have continuously been exposed to different pathogens that can have a threat to our systems. And it's also important to remember that as things shift on the earth, that there may be other potential pathogens that we are exposed to that could pose a threat. But I truly believe and have seen the amazing things that the body can do when its healing wisdom is supported. And so this video is going to give you some tips that you can do to keep your immune system strong no matter what. Number one, keeping your hands out of your face, keeping your hands clean. These are things that are being talked about, but it's really important. It's an opportunity to be mindful because many times we may touch our face and not realize it. And it's not the end of the world if you do, but you want to try to limit that. Obviously, washing your hands frequently. I think it's important when you get home to remove clothes, outside clothes, especially if you were in highly populated place that's highly populated. And my home, we're big on removing shoes when you get home. So just removing things that may have germs and bacteria on them that where you were exposed to a lot of different, germs and bacteria are in highly populated areas. Number two is keeping your body clean. So just the same way as when we want to keep our house clean, the more we keep it clean, the less likely it is for pests to show up. It's the same way with our body. So in keeping our body clean, we want to limit or eliminate white flour, sugar, dairy. These things, from a traditional Asian medicine standpoint, promote phlegm, and this can decrease immunity and make us more susceptible, especially if, let's say, we are exposed to a pathogen because there's phlegm and the stickiness of it. It can make us more susceptible. So limiting or eliminating those foods is important. I also think it's good to choose brown rice over just regular white rice when possible. You want to make sure also in terms of keeping your body clean that you're drinking at least half your body's weight in fluid ounces. Making sure that you're properly hydrated helps your lymph system to be working optimally, which is really important for your immune system, for our immune systems. You can also do things, make sure that you're having foods to boost your immune system. These include garlic, lightly cooked greens, mushrooms. There's a wide variety of mushrooms. I like shiitake in particular for strengthening immune system, but mushrooms, many different mushrooms do that. If you eat meat, bone broth is a really great way to strengthen your immune system and keep you fortified. It has lots of great minerals that your body can easily make use of. And one of my favorites is miso soup. We actually use that as an herb in traditional Asian medicine. We call it danduchi, and we use it to help keep the immune system strong. So those are some things that you can do in terms of keeping your body clean. Also, if you are taking a multivitamin, you want to make sure that you have a good amount of vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E in it. What's a good amount? Well, that's hard to say because it depends on your age and if you're pregnant and all these different things. So I'm going to include a link to a site that I like called Consumer Labs. And there you're able to look up whatever vitamin, and you can also look up the age, and then it'll populate what's considered to be the correct amount based off of your age for that vitamin. I think it's always important if you're taking any medication or supplements that whatever you're taking is looked over by a competent medical practitioner. So right now I'm just painting broad strokes. But for certain, we believe vitamin A, C, and E can be making sure that you're having sufficient amounts of those can be very important for the immune system. For us women, vitamin, and for men, but I specialize in women's health, vitamin D is a really important one. Echinacea as an herb usually is tolerated well without it having any interactions with medications, but again, you want to check with your competent medical practitioner to make sure that whatever you're taking is all working well together. So our third tip for keeping your immune system healthy no matter what is making sure that you're getting a good amount of sleep. I tell my patients nothing replaces getting good sleep. And so, some people say, okay, it's 8 hours. Some research shows anywhere from 6.5 to 8, but I think it really depends on you and your body. And so, when you feel well rested. So if you feel well rested at 8, don't just do 6.5, like schedule it so that you're able to get what is good for you. What's also really important that I tell my patients is to not sleep with the TV on. Sometimes I know it can be comforting to go to sleep with that sound on, but we're also not filtering all that's coming in, and that can affect the quality of our sleep. So we want to make sure that we're sleeping and we're sleeping well. Tip number 4 is keeping our emotions balanced. So from a traditional Asian medicine standpoint, there's a very close relationship between our organ energies and our mental emotional energies. And so, right now, at this particular time of the recording of this video, there's just so much going on in terms of, on the news and the TV, all the information about the coronavirus. And I do think it's really, really important to be informed, but get the information, but don't let it be something that then you're so consumed by by the potential don't get information, but don't just be inundated by all of the bad things that can happen, because it's not good for your health, it's not good for your cells. So watch things, get the information, but don't let it be to the point where then it's hard to take action. Also, in terms of emotions and emotional health, limiting your stress, like that can be weakening to the immune system. So whatever you need to do to have the emotional wellness that you deserve, make sure that you're doing that in a health and safe way. Okay, and the last tip that I will give for keeping your immune system healthy no matter what is something called pranayama, or breathing exercises. This is a part of yoga. And so if you are someone who's practiced yoga, you've probably done pranayama before. There are different types of breathing exercises or pranayama. The one in particular that I think can be really great for keeping your lungs clear, which can be very helpful for keeping your immune system strong, is called Kapalabhati, or cleansing breath. And basically in doing that breath, you take a couple of nice deep and slow breaths in, as low as you can to your abdomen, and then you forcefully exhale. The way I learned them is you do them in a sequence of 15, so you might do 15, 30, and 45, or if you're new to it, you might just want to stay at 15, because if you're not accustomed to it, you might get a little bit lightheaded. So, but you're more than welcome to look up videos on Kapalabhati. I'll just explain briefly to you now. So you just take a nice deep slow breath in to your lower abdomen and out and in and out. And then to actually begin the Kapalabhati, I take a nice deep breath in and then forcefully exhale through my nose. So it looks like this. So that was about 15. And then I take a nice deep breath in, nice and slow, and out, and in, and out. And then I take a nice deep breath in, and then you can hold it for 15 seconds, and you can just count to 15, and you can focus anywhere on your body. You can put your focus between your breastbones or here at the center of your between your eyebrows. And if you're not familiar with Kapalabhati, you may want to visit a yoga class or search for it. Okay, so those are my 5 tips for keeping your immune system healthy no matter what. 1, keeping your hands out of your face and keeping removing your clothes and so forth, outside clothes, from when you get inside. 2, keeping your body clean. 3, making sure that you're getting a good amount of sleep. 4, keeping your emotions balanced. And 5, pranayama or breathing exercises. Hope that you find these helpful. I think it's really important, again, to remember that our bodies are really smart, and that when we support our bodies, when we give it proper support, it can do all kinds of amazing things, and we're very adaptable. So I hope you get to implement some of these techniques, and that you find them helpful, and that you make sure that you stay under the guidance of a competent medical practitioner, because I think that's also important for making sure that whatever your unique health needs are being addressed. That is work that I do as well. I will also say that I practice acupuncture here in Brooklyn, New York. And acupuncture can be really helpful for keeping the lymph system moving and balancing out your individual constitution and providing relaxation. So there's that. And I also have some herbs that you can just add water to that generally do not have side effects or interact with medication. So I'll leave a link for that as well. Okay, take good care. Love being a woman.